Hey guys, doing John Indoor Hydroponics. Welcome back, guys. You're taking a look of a video shot about 30 days ago with my organic tomato grow. These four right here that you're looking at were started 2 weeks after the first three. The first three were transplanted into a super soil, so they got a 2-week head start in terms of planting. So this is, again, 30 days ago, and here's some basic maintenance of what I do with my tomatoes outside of different varieties of transplant tea, fish tea, compost teas to activate the soil. I also side dress. Side dressing is really important in terms of organic tomato growth. I've been playing around with all kinds of different amendments that just the plants are just reacting to incredibly. One being a product from the coast of Maine, which is an organic fertilizer. Got some earthworm castings, fish meal, lobster meal, bone meal, things of that nature in it. And before I start pulling any of that mulch back, I'm gonna start trimming off some of those bottom layer of leaves, because that's how you prevent soil-borne viruses and bacteria and things of that nature from splashing up onto that plant. So anything that's dragging across the ground, I typically remove that stuff. And then as the plants grow out, I continue to trim them up just to make sure that the leaves aren't in complete contact with the ground. That's pretty much how you get your blights and things of that nature. So pulled them back. Happy to report tons of earthworms in my soil. Lots and lots of good organic amendments was put into that soil at the beginning of the grow. So I've just loaded this soil up with tons of organic amendments, and the plants are just responding so well. What I'm doing for the first side dressing here is I'm going with that Coast of Maine product, about a half a handful. And then I'm going to go with some tomato tone, which is about a half a handful, and about a tablespoon sprinkled around the base of some Epsom salt, peppers, and tomatoes. Absolutely love Epsom salt. I just put it in just straight up like that. And every time it gets watered, it dilutes down and makes contact with those roots. And to this point, that's the only side dressing that I'm doing. Or I should say that's the first side dress that I did. And again, that was about 30 days ago. And they say in the Midwest, if your corn is knee-high by the 4th of July, you're doing well. Wait do you see these tomatoes at July 3rd? They're going to blow your socks off. They are mine, at least, because I have never been so far into the season than I have been this year. So here we are a couple weeks later with some more side dress action. Fish bone meal, fish meal, going a couple of handfuls, 1 handful each around the base of each plant. Also putting in some crab meal and some kelp meal. And then I'm going to top that off with Coast of Maine earthworm castings too. Put that around the outside. Really impressed with how those earthworm castings look from Coast of Maine. This is the first time I've used them. Picked up a bag on sale, and they look like they're really, really good castings. And then to activate all of that good organic stuff that I just spread around the base and mixed into the soil, I give you fish shit tea, link below. And I gotta tell you guys, with the combination of side dressing and this tea, I could not be more pleased with how these plants are going, because in just a short bit, you're going to see the status of these plants on July 3rd. Again, from the very first video to this one, the only time that has elapsed is 30 days. And I got to tell you guys, these things are blowing up. My plants are already over 6 foot tall, and we're not even at the 4th of July yet. They've outgrown the cages, and now they're gonna outgrow the stakes, and they are beginning to get loaded, and I mean absolutely loaded down with tomatoes, especially the big beef and the big boy that I got on the first 3 plants. Here we are. This is July 3rd. Just 2 side dress applications and some fish tea, and I have never had healthier tomato plants than I do this year. So couldn't be more pleased again with the growth and the production of the tomatoes that are kicking on in there. Those big beefs must have 30, 40 tomatoes started. We're just looking at the ones on the bottom, but loaded down with flowers, loaded down with fruit already. Should be getting some ripe fruit within the next few weeks, which will be the earliest harvest I've ever had in Michigan. Really, really good growth. Organic growing, guys. I am a big fan of it, and each year I get a little bit better. Here are those transplants that are 2 weeks younger than the 3 plants over here, and they are blowing up too, and they are putting on fruit. So I'm going to have a good early harvest of big beef and big boy, and then I'm going to kick into my brandy wines, my beef master, and my German Johnson. So guys, that's how I'm taking care of my tomatoes. Great start to the year. I look forward to doing some harvesting here shortly, and I'll shoot a video on that. As always, guys, love ya. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.